Welcome back, guys. This is your host Shlok, and you're watching not Tech Talks with Shlok, not Techie Mate. This is my channel from now on, so the name has been changed to Shlok Saka. So from now on, the intro will be like, "Hey guys, this is Shlok," and something like that. So I'll just get that out of the way. And in today's video, we'll be doing an FAQ of the Realme 6. First of all, I'd like to notify that I'm shooting with the Realme 6, and the colors that you are seeing are quite similar to what is in real life. The lighting situation is not that good because it's artificial lighting and there's no proper lighting out there because currently I'm shooting in the evening. So sorry if you feel that the camera quality is not up par, but yeah, I'll be providing proper camera samples because I've been thinking of working on a proper review this time for the Realme 6, and that will be coming within 2 weeks because I need to work on the whole review, and this will be a proper styled review, not the kind of review that I do usually. So wait for that. But in this video, we'll be talking about the frequently asked questions of the Realme 6. The first question is asked from Madhav, and he's asking that do you think between the choice of Realme 6 and Redmi Note 9 Pro, what would you choose? Why? Means he's basically asking a versus between the two. So yeah, Madhav, great question first of all, and he's a fellow Realme 6 user as well. So Realme 6. So I understand you went with the Realme 6 as well. And see, the thing is, I cannot comment about the performance or any factors of the Redmi Note 9 Pro since I have not used it personally. But I've watched a ton of reviews because I too was confused between these two. And the basic thing is that if you are a performance geek or a spec sheet geek and you want the best kind of performance and you want a super smooth display and good charging speeds, I prefer you go with the Realme 6. Otherwise, if you want a great display in terms of the size and the colors, if you want a long lasting battery and don't have any issues with that compromising on the charging speed, and basically if you are a MIUI fan, or basically if you love hardware, because the hardware on the Redmi Note 9 Pro, though it is heavier and a bit fragile because it's glass and glass breaks, as said by a great YouTuber, everything. So yeah, glass is glass and glass breaks. This is polycarbonate, even though it may look like glass and it feels like glass too, but still polycarbonate. Realme should change this. Not really, guys. Not really. Realme, if you're listening, don't. So yeah, that's the thing. Good performance, Realme 6. Good. This is not good performance. This is great performance for the price. Good performance with good hardware and a great set of cameras in terms of the rear cameras because the macro sensor is better on the Redmi Note 9 Pro. And fourth, if you want good design, because the design is very subjective and I won't get into that here. So basically, if you are a gamer, because most of the youth in our country is aimed at gaming, so then I'd suggest to go with the Realme 6 because you love the 90Hz display. But if you're kind of an average user who wants great battery life and does not mind compromising that with reduced battery charging times, then the Redmi Note 9 Pro is the device for you. The next question is from Geek Abhishek. Geek Abhishek is a great YouTuber. He's just hit 100,000 subscribers. So congrats on that, bhai. He's a great YouTuber, guys. Go check him out. I'll link his channel in this description. He's a great guy. So he's asking that what are thoughts on the cameras of the Realme 6 and the front and rear camera. So first of all, yes, I saw his video and the complaint he had is that the device just ruins all the kind of detail when you're working on WhatsApp or you're doing a video call, and that I've noticed. This is the camera quality that you're getting, and this is fairly similar to what I have currently going on because the lighting is poor. But yeah, that's okay. But what I'm saying is that if you use it on WhatsApp, you'll see that it's grainy, my face's details are gone. You won't even tell that I have a slight beard growing out. So that's the thing, guys. So the WhatsApp calling situation is very weird with this device. And for rear cameras, 64 megapixel primary sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, 2 megapixel depth sensor, 2 megapixel macro sensors. First of all, the wide angle camera needs a lot of light to capture good images. Otherwise, they are basically subpar at best. 64 megapixel is bit of a overhyped thing. Basically, the 12 megapixel sensor is good as well, but for that extra dynamic range and extra detail, the 64 megapixel sensor mode is great. Night mode is something that just shocked me. In the reviews, I'll show you the night mode pictures. Amazing night mode. This is much better than what I had on my Realme 3, which was my previous device. And I also have the Realme 5, and that gives adequate night mode. This is just on another level. The night mode performance on this camera is beautiful. Then macro, I don't take macros. 2 megapixel macro just doesn't work. I tried it. Very blurry images. Just don't take macros. Don't take macros. Or take macros with the primary sensor. No need to go into the dedicated macro sensor mode. The next question is coming from Akash, and he's asked a great question. His simple question is that, do you think this is worth buying after the recent price hike? So yes, Akash, I think it's Basically, I need to explain this, so that's why I'm going to be going in depth in this. So the Realme 6 was launched at 13,000 rupees in India. Then it got a price hike to 14,000 rupees after the GST rate increased from 12 to 18%, and now just a week ago it increased to 15,000 rupees. So personally, I was not able to get this device in the online stores because that's not available. So I spent 1,000 rupees extra and bought this device for 15,000 rupees. So no harm done there, because yeah, it just costs the same now. But yeah, like I said, Madhav got his device for 13,000 rupees and he's like super happy. So totally depends on the pricing. And see, at the 13,000 rupee price segment and 14,000 rupee price segment, it was amazing. But now when you consider that, as far as I know, I'm not sure, but the Redmi Note 9 Pro is still available at 14,000 rupees. So here, the Redmi Note 9 Pro with greater hardware, greater battery life, but not greater charging speeds, that's a whole different thing, is available for 14,000 rupees. And if I'm not wrong, the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max is available for 16,000 or 17,000 rupees. And the thing is, when you're spending 15,000 rupees, you want a good device. And this is a good device, don't get me wrong. But for that price, you could just spend 1,000 rupee or 2,000 rupees extra. I think the Poco X2 is currently retailing for 17,500 for the 6GB, 64GB variant. So higher RAM, same ROM. So I'd suggest, if you have the budget, if you're strictly at the 15K segment, this is the best. No need to look at anything else. The Samsung M21 is something for you if you have that whole boycott China thing, but I won't get into that because that I just don't want to express my opinion on that. But yeah, talking about the whole thing, that this is the best under 15,000 rupees, just closely rival to the Note 9 Pro, and that's a different whole set of subjective things that I just told you guys about. But if you have that 1,000 rupee or 2,000 rupee extra, or you can stretch your budget, just go with the Poco X2 or the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. You'll be more happier. Yes, the display is different, but the Poco X2 can offer a 120Hz display for 2,500 rupees extra. So just go with the Poco X2. It's just the best in the segment. So talking about the next question, which is battery life. This is a frequently asked question, so I'll just clear it over here. Battery life, I've been getting around 6.5 hours if I use the device normally, and if I'm using high personal hotspot and stuff and I'm recording videos, I'll get around 6 to 6.5 hours. Basically, the lowest I've got till date is when I was taking continuous Zoom calls as I had classes. I reached 5.5 hours, and that was a bit weird, but still it's good. And if I just use my normal regular usage without any hotspot sharing, just normal Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I have 3 hours of YouTube, 3 hours of Twitter. I'm just a Twitter addict, guys. So basically for that I got 8 hours screen on time, which is amazing. On standby, I've seen this device go on for around 1.5 day, and because I'm a super heavy user, so I can't comment on the whole standby thing. I'll try to do it for the review, but as of now, it's a great device. Charging is something which has revolutionized my life, I would say, because I was using the 10-watt charger, and this 30-watt charger usually works well. Sometimes you'll see that the charging will slow down, but not in any drastic manner, and that is due to the temperature, because it varies from the room temperature, ambient room temperature. But if you're in a room with an AC, and I use it at 26 degrees Celsius, and for that I got from not 5% to 100% in 1 hour, and usually I go from 20 to 100% in just under 50 minutes. So that's amazing. The charging is something that has revolutionized my whole smartphone usage. Talk about the display. Some people asked me about the display, and the thing is that they asked me to restart the device and check whether it goes back to 90 if I am at 60 Hz. So no, that does not happen. I don't remember the name. Sorry, I need to find a question as well, but I remember seeing this question. So yes, I have not faced this. Maybe there's some issue with your unit or there's a bug, but no, if I keep it at 60 and reboot it, it'll stay at 60. Also, I forgot to mention that in the battery test thing, I continuously ran the device at 90 Hz, no power saver, even after it reached below 20%, no power saver, adequate brightness, no auto brightness also, means it was around 50% brightness all the time, and usually I use it in the day, so 100% brightness for me. And at that I got 7.5, 8 hours sometimes, and usually I get 6.5 to 7 hours. So that is just amazing. In the review, I'll show you the screenshots that I've taken, because now I won't. This is an FAQ video, but yeah, it's amazing. Talk about the last thing that I heard about this device, which I wanted to clarify to you guys, is that some people were skeptical of the fingerprint sensor, right? Because this is something different, because the fingerprint sensor on this device is towards the right side, which is the power button. The power button doubles up as the fingerprint sensor, and it is also revolutionary, guys. I used it and it was so beautiful, so amazing, that I just fell in love with it. Like, the regular fingerprint sensors at the back are okay, they're fast, but this one, just tap it and it'll unlock. No need to press, just like if this is the fingerprint sensor, consider, and I just do like this, no tapping. Tapping is this. If I just touch it, instantaneous unlocking. I'll show it in the review. I'm going to do clips, proper clips, but yeah, that's great. And the last thing is, some people asked, how is the speaker quality? See, I've heard that the Note 9 Pro has better speakers, but for me, coming from the Realme 3 and the Realme 5, at max brightness, it does not distort very much, and the sound quality and the clarity itself is amazing for the price. So that concludes the FAQ video, guys. You do drop a like down below, and you can ask some questions if you want that I'll pick up in the review, because the review may be around 15 minutes. I'll do a proper in-depth review, and that will be live within a week or two. Other content is going to be coming on the channel soon, so make sure you're subscribed, and let's get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible, guys. Hope you have a great day.